Hey guys, welcome to the Play for Life Comics FOC Show for 6/25/22. Hope everybody's doing well out there tonight. Get a little explanation of what this is. This is final order cutoff. These are our last chances for us to drop and add titles or numbers for titles. What we try to focus on is number ones, possible upcoming keys that we've learned about through Key Collector, hot covers, things like that. We usually try to throw a few hardcovers, something like that in there. We are able to offer 20% off on these titles other than the hardcovers. Most of these books are coming out 3 to 5 weeks out, and you can order them through us. If you're in town, they'll be in your, if you're a reservist with us, they'll be in your reserve box. If you're an out-of-towner, reach out. We have shipping rates set up for our other show. I'll give you a little plug on that. We do 3 shows a week. Tuesday and Thursday nights at 8 p.m. and Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. where we sell comic books live on Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. So definitely check that out if it's something of interest to you. And we'll get started. And another little thing, we only show a handful of books. It's what we have time for a short and sweet show. There's dozens of other books any given week. You can find those on, if it's a DC title, you can find it on lunardistribution.com. Or if it's anything else, it's going to be through previewsworld.com. I like to type in previews, FOC, pops right up for the week. So, and we have an attached document to where you can fill out the ones that we have focused on, or there is a blank space for you to fill out other stuff. So, or if you want multiples, 10 copies of something, just let us know. All right, getting started. First is Image Comics Prophet Remastered #1. This was a big early Image hit in the early 90s. Rob Liefeld.
It's also been an option for a movie.
Oh, that's
Jake
right.
Gyllenhaal.
That's right. So a movie coming up soon, hopefully. But they have remastered it. It's got some extra pages. I'm sure usually when they do these kind of things, you get some design process stuff in the back, maybe a script, something like that. So you got a great Liefeld cover here. Most of the covers are unavailable. This is a great place to see that website right there, previewsworld.com.
There is a Stephen Platt one in there. Remember, he's deceased.
Oh,
so
okay,
obviously it's been
something in the works.
A picture that they've held on to for 20 years. That they're going to reintroduce as a cover on that one.
Yeah, so you got 2 Rob Liefeld covers, a Dan Panosian, Stephen Platt, again, probably some posthumous art.
And you guys remember he was big with that Moon Knight run in the 90s, the
Yes.
Stephen Platt covers.
The S. Platt stuff. You got a blank sketch cover, Rob Liefeld black and white. On to Rogues Gallery from Image Comics #1. These are all coming out third week of July. Rogues Gallery is a actress who has played a superhero for some time in movies and TV. Some fans have decided to dress up as her Rogues Gallery and come to her home and terrorize her, and she's now got to fight back. So you got great Declan Shalvey A cover there, Tula Latoy B cover, Justin Mason C cover, and then on to Marvel. This is Ant-Man #1 of 5, so a good mini series if you got a short attention span like myself. Tom Riley A cover, kind of a minimalist thing on that one. You got a Patrick Gleason Stormbreakers cover there. And kind of my favorite, and I'm not usually a huge Scotty Young fan, but this one's pretty funny of him kind of gorging out on a cheeseburger there. So this is out 7/27, so 4th Wednesday of the month of July. On to Glynis Vell, Captain Marvel. This is some throwbacks to the 90s. If you read that series, I mean, they got the look, they got the font and everything down on this. I wasn't overly familiar with the series. I know it was very popular at the time and ran for quite some time. It is a 5-issue mini. So there you go. And they've brought back A lot of things coming back from the past. You got a Mike McCone A cover, Juan Cabal Stormbreakers cover, Dan Jurgens cover, Peach Momoko cover there. On to Strange number 4, also 7/27/22. This one is Shadow Knight.
Yeah, they're reintroducing him.
Reintroducing Shadow Knight, which is Mark Spector's brother, and he's coming, causing all kinds of trouble. With Strange, which is the new, it's Clea as the Sorcerer Supreme. So you've been following that. This will be a key there. You got a Logan Lubera B cover. On the wild cards through Marvel, I think about 5 different. We were going through boxes at our warehouse the other day, and we found this title from probably about at least 3 different companies. I seem to remember. Wild Cards was a novel series. I think a lot of them were short stories. It was put together by George R.R. Martin. I think he wrote some of it, but curated a lot of the other stuff from other authors. Marvel's coming out with a series, 7/27, 1 of 4, so another good short one there. You got a Steve Morris A cover, Mike Hawthorne LaRocca variant, a Lashley variant. And so, yeah, if you're a fan of either Game of Thrones or Marvel Comics or those book series, and from what I understand, if I remember the general premise, something has happened. I think most of them are set World War II era, something like that. And something has happened that has turned people into either, hideous mutation kind of things or superpowers, and the world is just full of superpowered people. And these are short stories about different things. From what I understand, it's kind of similar to Astro City in a way. Wolverine Patch. This is number 4 of 5. It is a first appearance, and I'm not going to be able to pronounce. Hansel's going to help me out with this one.
The solicitation mentions a character called the Mysterious Nemakova.
There we go. So there you go. New first appearance there in Wolverine Patch number 4. I do really like the Yoon B cover, him kind of jumping out there in the tuxedo. It's just a good looking cover. Kind of harkens back to that volume 2, number 8, and with him and Hulk. If you're about my age, I'm about 40, so Mad Balls and Garbage Pail Kids were something I was very familiar with, and this is those two paired up together, squaring off against one another. This is coming from Dynamite Comics of Vampirella fame. You got a Joe Simcoe A cover there with Atom Bomb on the front. One of the more sought-after Garbage Pail Kids, if you're familiar with them. You got a Jason Crosby kind of squaring off B cover. Kind of looks like, what book am I thinking of? X-Men 100? Maybe it's 101, where the two teams are squaring off against each other.
Oh, yeah.
You got a trading card variant here, Jason Crosby trading card variant, and a blank sketch cover, so you can have a lot of fun with those at the next convention. Here's our hardcover of the week. Now, we are able to offer 20% off on all our single issue titles. We are not able to offer that on the hardcovers. Margins are just a little too tight on those. This was a great series. If you didn't read it, it was kind of a take on Animal Farm, which I'm sure most of you had to read in high school. It was more about like feudal, kind of feudal lord type stuff. The art was really cool. I read the first couple and really enjoyed it. This is coming out 8/17. So that's August 17th. So that one's a little further out because it takes them longer to print a hardcover. But there you go, $24.99. Good read. It'll look good up on your shelf.
And there's also, for any of you interested, I think there is a signed one that's on the actual order form that's only going to be limited to like 250 copies.
Okay, so if you do order that through us, it'll probably be allocated. So we may or may not be able to get them. They do some funny stuff when it comes to that stuff. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Hard Eyes. Now, this one sounded interesting to me. This was a Vault comic. Basically, monsters have taken over the world, and humans have been pushed to where they're all living out of underground cities. I believe this is underground San Antonio, is where this one's based out of. And this guy has met this woman, and he has kind of fallen for her and is fascinated by her because she seems so happy to be living in this place. So something's got to be going on. There's definitely something underlying, and I'm sure we'll figure it out within the first couple issues there. So you got a Victor Ibanez A cover there. I always I check out a lot of indie number ones, guys. I like weird stories, and sometimes I continue them. More often than not, I don't. But I read a lot of premises for these things, and this one sounds pretty cool. You got a Michael Dialinus B cover. On Little Red Ronin. Now we got a little warning on this one. This is solicited as an adult comic. Basically, you got an anthropomorphized Little Red Riding Hood. She looks like maybe a fox or something like that.
And at the same time, she's a ninja, it looks like.
Right, yeah. So some kind of samurai, yeah. And her grandmother has been kind of exiled from the village for spreading false rumors. And Little Red Riding Hood has to help figure that out and go battle the big bad wolf. So there you go. It's kind of got, what series am I thinking of from Merca and Dolpha? Unnatural vibes is kind of what I get from it. You got a Pepe Valencia B cover there that's pretty cool. On to Ninja Kaiden. This one sounded kind of cool too. This is a assassin who has inherited his father's company, and the company is developing what they call a Kaiden suit, and the suit is able to interact and see and
touch and everything.
All this stuff with ghosts. So as an assassin, I'm sure that gets pretty interesting. Maybe he's dealing with people he's killed. I don't know. It sounds pretty wild.
Yeah.
You got a Ron Friends B cover there. Tiago da Silva C cover. Probably my favorite out of the three. On to DC. Again, guys, everything else we've showed, you can access all this stuff plus much more through previewsworld.com. DCs are the one. They are the odd duck out, and they do lunardistribution.com. So that's where you can find out about more DC titles. Artemis Wanted. Apparently, she has kind of come out the wrong end of the trial of the Amazons that has finished up recently, and now is wanted, and everybody's chasing her. And so that's the Artemis Wanted. This is 7/20/22. So third week of July.
Yeah, and that's a one shot.
All right, one shot. Mateo Scalera B cover, and you got a Shurahama cardstock B cover. Kind of cool, a little different. I enjoy it though. On to DC Mech #1 of 6. I'm going to soapbox on a little bit here, guys. Well, first off, let me give you the description of the book. Apparently, aliens are on Earth.
They came at the end of World War II.
All right.
Wiped out the Justice Society of America. And the only way humanity could survive was to build their own mech suits.
All right. And these mech suits, they've put, basically the fighter pilots of the day kind of type people in there to fight these things, and everything's going fine until Kal-El shows up on Earth with his own mech suit. I'm tired of all these mech things. This is this is the first time I've seen DC do it in the comics. Marvel's done these mech, Avengers mech and all this stuff. honestly, they don't sell all that well for us in the store, and I don't get it. I don't get it. I tried. I really enjoyed the beginning of. Was it Batman Samurai? Was that the name of the
I
animated
think
movie?
so.
And everything was going fine. It was kind of a cool story, and then everybody's got a giant robot all of a sudden, and they're fighting. I mean, now I've watched Pacific Rim. I enjoy some of that old Godzilla stuff, Ultraman, stuff like that. But leave my superheroes alone. I don't know. Don't get the mech thing. That's just my little thing. Tell us in the comments how you feel about it. Oh yeah, and like, share, follow. Check us out on Facebook. We're on Facebook. These videos are also on YouTube. Subscribe to us there. And yeah, interact with us. So let us know what you think about what we're talking about. DC versus Vampire All Out War. This is it's kind of humanity's last stand against the vampire invasion. From what I understand, it is led by Deathstroke, and I do really like the Alan Qua A cover here with Bane in the background there, and a new Kale New cardstock B variant, also another great cover. Deceased War of the Undead Gods, number 1 of 8. This is coming out at the beginning of August. It's another Kale New A cover. The end of the last DC series, Darkseid had been turned, and so that this is just leading into more trouble there. So, Superman Space Age. So with this one, this is Mike Allred, and I assume he's writing and drawing. He does a lot of that. And it's a 1 of 3, which makes me assume it's a black label. They didn't solicit it as that, but I have a feeling. Basically, Superman, Clark Kent, as a journalist, has seen the news about the upcoming crisis on Infinite Earths. And, the Earths are being destroyed. So he decides to come out to the Earth as Superman. And then this leads into him fighting through different eras and different threats over the years and different times and all that. 3-issue miniseries. If it's a black label, it'll probably be the oversized prestige format, which I really enjoy. You got a great Steve Rude B cover. Steve Rude, I think, is a very underrated artist. Does mostly covers nowadays. Really good stuff, though. And he did Superman versus Hulk back in the day. It was a pretty cool one. He did all the art for
I think he did the art too on the what was it? Justice League, the one I talked about the other day. It's the New Frontier.
Okay.
I think he did the art on that too because it looked very reminiscent of that animated show.
Yeah. But great artist. If you don't know about Steve Rude, jump down the rabbit hole and check out some of his stuff. Detective Comics 1062, just like Batman a couple weeks ago, they are bringing in a new creative team. And I always like to try to check. Well, I read almost every, or Batman and Detective especially, I always read. So we'll see what they got to offer us here. Great Lee Bermejo cardstock B variant. Of course, he rarely disappoints, but I do really like this one. Swamp Thing 16. This one might get Hansel's help on this one. Let's see if I remember it at all. The Council of the Trees has been watching humanity and has basically decided to wipe us out. Of course, Swamp Thing wants to save humanity, and there's a new character they're introducing in this one, Trinity, who is supposed to be a new ally for him and all that. But what really strikes me about this one is the B cover from Charlie Adlard, the guy from Walking Dead. It's just a cool cover. Great cover. Did I get all the details on that? All right.
You got it.
I tried. I try to remember this stuff sometimes, guys. I don't always. On to Young Justice Targets, number 1 of 6. This is kind of spinning out of the animated series with Queen Perdita. Seems to be the focus of the series. I never watched the animated series much. I know it was very well received with the fans, though. So if that was something you're a fan of, this should be a good one going forward. And that is the last week of July. And I believe that is our last of the night with the Megan Hetrick cardstock beat cover. Guys, we do appreciate you joining us. Do check out our sales show Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. Get those orders in. This is a great way to get ahead of things. We've gotten some pretty positive feedback from some of our customers who can't always get in here on Wednesdays, and the hot stuff's always sold out. So we're trying to preempt that and let you guys order it straight through us, and we'll have it sitting there for you with no threat of selling out on the rack. So appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a great, safe week out there, and we will see you next Tuesday.